Hey guys,
Welcome.
I forgot what we were supposed to say, but welcome to Japan.
Not welcome to Japan.
Oh yeah, we go into Japan. We go into Japan.
Hey guys, welcome to Esau's first video. Hey guys, welcome to Esau's first video. Hey guys, welcome to Esau's first video. My name is Hina.
No!
My name is Hina.
And I'm Daniel. And we going to Japan. We going to Japan.
Okay guys, yes, we are going to Japan.
On August 24th, we'll be arriving in Narita Airport from LAX. And I heard it's gonna be hot. So Hina, how hot does Japan get? I see you're drinking water over there.
So it depends on where you go. I'm from countryside, south of countryside. My hometown is between Hiroshima and Kobe, but it's not really south, but it gets really hot. It's kind of humid. I feel like the weather is similar to Texas, because winter time it gets really cold. The summertime it gets really hot and humid.
Does it snow in the winter?
It doesn't snow, but it doesn't pile up. It rarely piles up.
Okay, that is similar to Texas. That's where I'm from. And where are we going in Tokyo?
In Asakusa.
Asakusa, that's where the Sky Tree is at. And then we're going to take the bullet train to Okayama. Pretty excited about that. So I guess in the first video we wanted to talk a little bit about why we decided to move to Japan from
America,
from California, and what that process has been like as far as spousal visa, as well as packing and getting ready to start living on the other side of the world.
Yes. So Daniel, why are we started this Esau's channel?
I think we're starting the channel to really capture and scrapbook the memories that we're gonna be having as a newlywed couple. We recently got married last year, and after getting married soon decided that we wanted to start our life and our careers in Japan. And when moving to Japan, one thing that we wanted to do was travel a lot. And we want to document all of our different adventures so that we can look back on them and then we can show our children them as well. So I think this channel is really going to be like a digital scrapbook for us, and something that we're excited to also have input in from all the people who watch it.
Yes, and I think YouTube is really cool that we can save those memories like forever. And Daniel, next question. Why we decided to move to Japan?
We want to move to Japan so that we can raise our family in a safe neighborhood and get a free house. It's called an IKEA, not IKEA, IKEA.
So those houses called IKEA, those houses are not free, but some of them are free. So what is going on with those houses is in Japan, human population is decreasing like past couple decades, and all the young people move to the city. And what's happening in countryside of Japan, they're literally elders are left. Abandoned houses are empty and just sit there like years.
So the government has now started creating programs where they're subsidizing the purchase of these houses so that someone can occupy them. Because right now, a lot of people who inherit these houses, but they live in the city, are starting to have to pay property tax on these abandoned houses in the countryside. And so they're selling them for an extremely discounted price. So after getting married, one of the things that we talked about and discussed was, finding a house that we could, live in that also had land so that we could raise a big family. Newlyweds in the 21st century after a pandemic, we saw this as a good experience and a good opportunity to take. And so I think another reason besides the safety of Japan and, ability to raise a family a little more effectively in comparison to out here in the United States where we're at in California, is also Hina's family is all in Japan. So she's a little homesick, and so we decided that we wanted to go back to Japan and kind of for her go back home. And so that was also a big reason for our move to Japan.
I want him to explore the world.
Hey. So like that.
Explore Japan or the country that I grew up before we settled down. So Daniel, next question. What was the process of spousal visa?
Well, the process of getting a visa was pretty frustrating, especially since we wanted to get a visa during the pandemic. The first time that we called the consulate and tried to kind of figure out how I could get into the country, we were looking at getting a tourist visa at first, and then later we realized that all the tourist visas were suspended. And so after that, we kind of, put together the plan. Maybe we should try and live in Japan for, like a year and maybe get a work visa. But at the time that I started applying for jobs in Japan, teaching English, this was around like January, December, there was also a hold on work visas. And so the only visas that they were issuing and allowing entrance into Japan at that particular time were spousal visas. So since we had just gotten married, we figured that if we got a spousal visa and things opened up and then closed back down, we'd still be able to get in and out of Japan with that visa. And so once we decided that we were going to get the spousal visa, I feel like that's when, I wouldn't even call it hard work, I would call it like tedious work. The first step we had to do was get my name on a Koseki Tohon, or family registry in Japan. And so when we brought the documents into the consulate, we were able to fill out the application there. It was pretty simple with their assistance. Everything was in Japan, or everything was in Japanese, so there was no way I'd be able to do it. Hina had to really do all of the paperwork, and that took about a month for them to update the Koseki Tohon at immigrations in Japan. And so then the second step after having the Koseki Tohon updated was to get my certificate of eligibility for entrance into the country, and that required a sponsor. So once my my name was on the Koseki Tohon in Japan, Hina's mom, my mother-in-law, she went down to immigrations and she got a copy of the Koseki Tohon, as well as became my sponsor for my certificate of entry into Japan. And so I think that took like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but they told us it's gonna take about like a couple months, but it just actually took 3 weeks because I assume that there was not a lot of people was applying at the time because of COVID.
Yeah, we got really lucky with the time that we were applying to. Not very many visa applications, I think, are being are being submitted for entry into Japan. So the process was relatively quick. So after her mom received my certificate of entry into Japan, she then mailed that over to us.
Yeah.
And that took about another week. So at this time we were like
10 days.
10 days. I think we went to the consulate the first time on March 4th. January, March, April, May. And then the second time we went to the consulate with all the documents for my visa was May 4th. And so it took about 2 months total.
Right.
And so that definitely created like a little bit of stress. In the end, looking back on it, it definitely wasn't hard. But, you know, doing something completely new in a new language, requiring, you know, the permission of 2 governments, definitely made it stressful. There was a lot of wait time in between the steps too.
Also,
and that kind
we
of
had
sucked.
a lot of arguments.
Yeah. That occurred as well.
A lot of arguments.
Dang. Anyways.
But we're here.
Yeah. Finally got my visa, and so now we gotta pack.
So as soon as he got the visa, he has to enter to Japan within 60 days. And otherwise...
I know it's August.
Oh, 90.
August 7th.
Yeah.
It's
For 3
August
months.
7th.
Yeah, but if you don't enter to Japan within...
September 7th.
Yeah, so now he has to go in before September 7th. And otherwise, his visa is going to be expired automatically.
Yeah, that would not be cool. That would suck.
Yeah. As soon as he got a visa, we started doing moving stuff. And now we got all the boxes. I can show you guys.
So many boxes. So to make the most out of the space that we have as far as boxes, we got these vacuum bags that have a little pump that allow us to get the air out so that we can fit as many clothes in as possible. And so we've gotten 2 boxes done so far, and we're hoping that we can get all the clothes in like 7 boxes. Along with the vacuum bags, one thing that we have to do for customs is we have to kind of put everything that's in the bags with how many, what we have the insured value as, so in case they lose it, and really just document everything for customs so that they know that we're not smuggling any illegal or harmful things from America into Japan. So we got the tape, we got the wrapping paper, we got the vacuum bags, we got the bubble wrap, and we're hoping that the packing goes smoothly. So these were the U-Haul boxes. We had a few medium boxes and a few large boxes. I'd say the boxes that we're using from Yamato Transport, size-wise, they're in between the medium and the large boxes. The medium boxes were 18 1/8 by 18 by 16, and the large boxes, let's see if I can find some dimensions. The large boxes were 18 by 18 by 24. And so these Yamato Transport boxes, they're actually a lot thicker. I definitely have more confidence that these boxes are going to hold up on a cargo ship for however many months. I don't really see the dimensions, but I do know that it's 18 by 13 by 26. So it's a little bit longer compared to the height of the U-Haul large boxes. It's got the same width, but then the length is about 5 inches, in this case shorter, in that case longer. And so that does play a little bit of a role, but now that we don't have to worry about the weight and we just have to worry about fitting stuff in the boxes, the vacuum bags come in handy, because one of the biggest problems that we had when we went to USPS is that everything was tiered off of not just size, but also weight. So even if we were able to fit something in, say, like this medium box, if it weighed too much, it really didn't matter the size of the box. They were going to charge us based off of the weight.
When we took the package to post office, they told me the package is going to be $247 for 44 pounds. Do you remember how much was the Yamato transport?
It's gonna be like 1,556 if we use 10 large boxes. So if we use 10 large boxes, it'll be 1,546. If we use 15 large boxes, it'll be 1,766. And if we use 20 large boxes, it'll be 2,112. So definitely, I would say this is almost like half the price.
Half the price.
More than half the price. Almost like a third of the price. Is what it would have been if we would have went through U.S. Postal Service. And I think that's even before considering how much we would have had to pay for customs, which I think is 20% of what you value the items for. And with the method that we're doing, we don't have to pay customs. So that's a big chunk as well that we get to save on.
Yes, and then the packages has the insurance, the case that if they lose the package or breaks the package for some reason, they're gonna reimburse us
for how much we say that the package is worth or the value of the items, which is kind of hard. It's really like guesswork. I'm saying like $20 per pair of jeans, you know, $10 for a dress shirt, just kind of throwing out round numbers just to, in case something does happen. Hopefully nothing happens, but in case something does happen, we are kind of compensated to where, you know, it's not a complete loss. We won't be able to buy the stuff back, but at the same time it's used, so we can't expect, you know, to get a full refund.
So we picked the C plan, which is they send it by a boat, but they also have an air plan, which is the airplane plan. So airplane ones cost a little bit more.
A little bit more expensive, a little bit pricier.
So it takes, the C plan, it takes about like a couple months to 3 months. But this airplane takes only a few weeks, like couple weeks. So this is the price.
Okay, and so for 5 boxes, it would be $14.73.
5 boxes? Large boxes?
Yeah, for 5 large boxes. For 10 large boxes, it would be $2,329. For 15 large boxes, $3,452. And for 20 large boxes, $3,952, which is a lot more than what we're paying having it go by cargo, but way cheaper still than through USPS.
That's true.
Which is crazy, because I thought we were going to go into the Postal Service and that was going to be the best route. But luckily we found this company that kind of specializes in people moving from LA to Japan. Which works perfectly for us. Okay guys, that's all we have for the first videos. Hope you enjoyed it. In the upcoming videos, we'll show a little bit more about what it's like getting ready to move to Japan. And we hope that you follow us and watch our future videos on all our travels in Japan. Thank you.
Thank you.